Good morning, students. My name is Akash Tiwari and I welcome you all in today's class. Today we are continuing with the chapter The Fundamental Unit of Life. This is chapter number 5 of class 9. So, in today's class, we are going to see the differentiate between the plant cell and the animal cell. So, let's start. If we talk about the plant cell, cell wall is made up of cellulose. It means the cell wall is present. See this cell wall is present in the plant cell, but cell wall is absent in animal cell. Okay, so this is the first point of differentiate between. Coming next, single vacuole is present in the center with cell which contain water and mineral. It means here vacuole are present but they are single. Okay, only one vacuole is present. In the whole plant cell only one vacuole is present. But if we talk about animal cell, vacuoles are many and scattered. Means many number of vacuoles are there and they are scattered all over the body. Okay. So next, main reserved food material is the starch. So for plant, main food or main reserved food which are being stored in the body, that is the starch. But if we talk about animal cell, here the reserved food material is glycogen. Okay, so this is a part of glucose, this is a part of the starch. Okay, carbohydrate. Of course, they both are the carbohydrate, they provide energy to the body, but they both are of different forms. Plastids, green, water plastids, green colored chloroplast. See, all the organelles which you are seeing here like vacuole and plastid and centrosome, nucleus, lysosome, all the terms which are coming here, I am going to explain all the terms in detail in the next video. So no need to get panic that what are these, what are the new names are coming. I am going to explain everything, but just remember these names, what are the names given here. And I am going to explain all the topics in the upcoming lectures. These all are the organelles which are present in these cells. So plastids, what is plastid? Green colored chloroplast. And what is chloroplast? I am going to explain you later on. Are present. So plastids are present in plant cell, but plastids are absent in animal cell. See, plastids are green colored chloroplast. It means which provide the plant green parts. The leaves are green in the plants. So this green part is provided by the plastid. So that's why plastids are present in plant cell, but they are not present in the animal cell. No tissue fluid is present. So no fluid, no tissue is tissue fluid. What is tissue fluid? On which the various organelles are floating. So this is not present in the plant cell. But if you talk about animal cell, tissue fluid is present over the cell, due to which the cells are completely packed. So completely packed means they are completely dipped in this fluid, this tissue fluid. Okay, this tissue fluid is present all over the cell and all the organelles are floating on this tissue fluid. Okay. So next is centrosome. Centrosome which help in cell division are absent. In plant cell, the centrosome are absent. Okay, they help in cell division. Whereas, if we talk about centrosome in the animal cell, they are present in animal cell. Once again, I am telling, no need to panic for the new terms which are coming here. I am going to explain each and every term in next video. So no need to panic, just remember the names. Nucleus is present inside of a cell and is oval in shape. So nucleus is present in plant cell and animal cell both. But what is the size and shape? Nucleus is present inside of a cell means they are present inside. Okay, in the plant and in plant cell they are present in the side. Okay, and in oval shape, they are oval in shape. So the nucleus are present in plant cell in the side and they are oval in shape. But if we talk about animal cell, they are round shaped nucleus. Okay, and they are present at the center. So this is the difference between the nucleus. Of course, both nucleus is present, but the size and shape are different. Here in the plant cell, you can see they are present at the side and they are oval in shape, and in the animal cell they are round shaped and present at the center. Okay. At last, let's see about the lysosome. Lysosomes are absent. Of course, I am going to explain that later on. Lysosome are absent here and lysosome are present here. So this was all about the differentiate between the plant and animal cell. In this part, we are continuing with the topic what is cell made up of. So now let's see that what is actually cell made up of. What is there inside the cell? That is why the cell is called the fundamental unit of life, because of the cell only the life performs. What is there inside the cell which is leading to the performance of the life, which is due to which the life exists? So let's see what is cell actually made up of. A cell is made up of components called cell organelles. Very important here. Component called cell organelle. Okay, very important. What are these cell organelles? We are going to see. A cell is able to live and perform all its function because of the cell organelles. You can say its definition, you can say its function, whatever you can say of the organelles. These are very important because the life exists. We all know life exists in this universe or in this earth because of this cell. And cell exists because of these organelles. So organelles are very important. A cell is able to live and perform all its function because of these organelles. So all the actions or everything that is performed, all the functions which are being performed by the cell are because of these organelles. So organelles play very important role in this cell. All cells have the same organelles irrespective of their function and organism they are found in. It means all these cells have the same organelles. It doesn't matter that, for example, my cell in the brain and my cell in the hand, the cell present on the hand and the cell present on the brain, all of them have the same organelles. This doesn't mean that if the parts are different, so the organelles will be different. No. In all the cells, they have the same type of organelles. Organelles will be same, no matter whatever their function is, no matter which part perform which function. But the organelles will be same in them. All cells have the same organelles irrespective of their function. Okay. Moving ahead. Now I am having all the these are the main organelles. More are there, but according to me, these are the names that you all should know, and the names and their functions. So we are going ahead, moving ahead. Well, let us see the name of all the cell organelles. First is nucleus. Remember the names: nucleus, ribosome. Okay, I am telling the name, just remember it. Nucleus, ribosome, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, I know name is very complicated, but when we will see their function, then you can remember the name. Just you have to read this name 2 to 3 times, you can very easily remember the name. Just try to remember it. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus. Smooth ER is the same endoplasmic reticulum. So smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What are their function? We are going to see in the next video. Next is mitochondria, vacuoles, lysosome, cell membrane, centriole with centrosome. Centrosome, this word you have seen in the difference between the plant cell and animal cell, and nucleolus. So these all are the main organelles which are found in this cell. Moving ahead, now structural organization, it means you can also say that what are the topics which we are going to see in the next slide. They are on the same sequence. Structural organization of cell. So first, in the next topic, in the next video, we are going to study about the plasma membrane. Then we will move to cell wall, then nucleus, cytoplasm, and at the last we are going to see the organelles. So this will be the sequence, and actually when we are studying about the organization and when we are saying about the specification, then we have to see this all the structural organization. You should remember that first plasma membrane comes, then cell wall, plasma membrane outer covering, then cell wall is the outermost layer, then inside it is nucleus, then is the cytoplasm, and then all the organelles. Organelles are the last, but this part are the at the first. So this was all about today. Thank you. Good morning, students. My name is Akash Tiwari and I welcome you all in today's class. Today we are continuing with our chapter, the fundamental unit of life, chapter number 5 of class 9. So, in the previous video we have covered about the selection of the various topics which we have to continue today. So, our first topic is plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Okay. So what is, first of all, the question arises, what is the plasma membrane? Before moving, just see a rough diagram. What is this? This is a rough diagram, it is not an actual diagram, I have just drawn it as a rough. So the outermost part, this part or the blue part, this line, this outermost part is your plasma membrane or the cell membrane. These are actually the outermost covering of anything, or the here we are talking about the cell. So these are the outermost covering of the cell. Okay. So let's see. Thin, soft, living, outermost covering of the cell. Very, very important that they are very thin, they are soft and living. These cells are living cells. Very, very important. These are living cells, living outermost covering of the cell. Okay, it ensures protection of the cell. What is their role? They ensure the protection of the cell. Their main role is to protect the cell. These are the outer lining or outer part of the cell from which it is protecting the environment from the cell, inside the cell. Okay. It is the selective permeable membrane. A new term, selective permeable membrane. I know you haven't heard this name before. So what is it? Selective permeable membrane. Let's see what is it. Just I am telling you the word, how to identify. See, membrane, just we have seen what was the role of membrane. It is outermost covering. Okay, just we have seen here. Next is selective permeable. Selective, you can know that selective, what is selective? Anything to select. Okay, select anything. What we are selecting here? This word, what does it mean? Permeable. Permeable means to take the permission. In school we are taking permission from our teachers for going to washroom or whatever, any work we have to do, if we have to go out of the class, we take the permission. Similarly, what here also, what this whole term is telling you that something is in the membrane. Okay, what is membrane? The outermost covering. This outermost covering anything has to take the permission from the outermost covering to enter or go out. Okay, to enter inside the cell or to go outside the cell. This is only there. See, selective permeable membrane means it allows only certain things to move in and out and do not allow certain things to pass through them. Which means there are only certain things which this membrane is allowing to enter inside the cell or to go outside the cell. Only certain things, the things which this membrane will be allowing, that substance is going to enter inside the cell or either going outside the cell. Without their permission, anything cannot enter. No enemy can enter without the permission of the selective permeable membrane. Okay, moving ahead. If anything had to go inside the cell, it had to take the permission from the membrane, the selective permeable membrane. Okay, this plasma membrane has to give the permission, then only that substance is going to get inside the cell. Mainly two processes are involved in the movement across the cell. Anything which is going inside the cell or coming outside the cell, there are mainly two processes which are involved in it. First is diffusion. Diffusion is the term which we have seen in class chapter number 1. Okay, what was diffusion? That is movement of gases. The same here is there. Movement of gases from the region of higher concentration to lower concentration. Here the gas is moving from anything which is at the higher part towards the lower part. For example, if here we are talking about the cell, inside part and the outer part which is the environment. Okay, if anything has to enter inside from the environment to inside the cell, then region outer part or the environment has to be at the higher concentration, because any substances is moving, they are moving from the higher concentration or the higher part towards the lower part. So if environment is at the higher concentration, then what happens? The gases is going to come out, gases is going to get inside the cell, because environment is at higher concentration and they are moving towards the lower concentration. So towards inside the cell. Next, moving towards the next, which is osmosis. Movement of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Which means movement of water. Here what we are seeing in diffusion, movement of gases. In osmosis, movement of water. So water is moving from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Means either from outside the environment or from the environment to inside the cell, or from inside the cell to the environment. Okay, so this was the whole about the plasma membrane. This was all about today. Thank you.